Hello again, tech aficionados! It's great to be back after a brief hiatus, and I'm excited to launch into the next evolution of our operation. We've supercharged our infrastructure, and now it's time to tackle a major upgrade of our EOR processing systems with some serious machine learning and big data flair. We've expanded our steel production, laying the groundworks for a sophisticated ore processing system that features multiple highly automated lines. Each line is equipped with advanced machine learning algorithms to optimize sorting and processing tasks dynamically. First on the agenda is our sifter line, leveraging predictive analytics to enhance material segregation. This ensures optimal resource allocation and minimal waste. Following closely is our dust washing line, which utilizes real-time data processing to purify materials at an unprecedented level of efficiency. For those looking for maximum value extraction, our optional smelting post-processing line incorporates feedback loops to fine-tune material output based on market trends and demand forecasts. All these processes are managed by what we jokingly call AI, though at this stage it's really just a series of static filters that are part of an expert system. Don't let the buzzwords fool you. Our current AI couldn't learn its way out of a paper bag yet. But fear not, this is only the beginning. As we continue, we plan to evolve these systems from their humble, somewhat clunky beginnings into truly adaptive, learning behemoths capable of real-time decision-making. Stick around for the transformation. It's going to be like watching a house cat morph into a saber-toothed tiger. Let's boot up this journey and debug as we go, transforming our tech from static to fantastic. Yeah, right. Fasten your seatbelts, because we've just pulled off the DevOps equivalent of jumping a motorcycle over 6 flaming steel tanks. Our steam storage has been vertically scaled up to an epic 6 tanks. We set out to manage our steam like managing servers with Kubernetes, each tank a pod in our grand orchestration plan. Picture this. It's a typical high-stakes deployment day. We're like the Avengers of infrastructure, and everything's ticking along smoother than a new SSD. Then, in a moment of what can only be called extreme creativity or madness, depending on your caffeine levels, I decide to implement a cutting-edge, untested feature right in the middle of our live environment. Why? Because who loves living on the edge more than a DevOps engineer during a production deploy? Enter our unsuspecting heroes, Jenny, our cloud guru, and Mark, the API whisperer. I call the play, hit deploy, and for a moment, it's pure poetry in motion. That is until the steam output starts acting like it's trying to communicate in Morse code. Up, down, up, down. Our new feature has turned our precision-calibrated system into a rave party for pressures and valves, flashing alerts like a disco ball. Jenny dives into the logs, her fingers a blur, while Mark pulls up the most recent changes. There I am, explaining my brilliant idea to introduce a recursive function into the system, because why not, when I see their faces? It's the look you get when you realize your simple tweak has accidentally created an infinite loop that could make the whole system implode. Cue the fastest rollback in the West, executed with more urgency than a cat chasing a laser pointer. Within minutes, and several gallons of cold sweat later, we're back to our stable, pre-creative brilliance state. We all share a laugh, relieved, promising to save our experimental urges for the test environment, or at least until the next caffeine-induced innovation strike hits. So, cheers to our hyperscaled, occasionally too creative steam buffer. It's not just a setup, it's a thrilling tale of innovation, teamwork, and the occasional reminder that creativity in production can be both a blast and a lesson in humility. Ah, my enlightened companions of the herbal arts, gather round as I recount the rise and fall of our once celebrated storage tower. You might remember, how could one forget, the enthusiastic ode I delivered not 2 chapters ago, waxing poetic about the monumental edifice. A tower so grand, I proclaimed it the 8th wonder of our modern hash world, a beacon of vertical ambition that soared as high as our spirits on a particularly good day. But let's face it, despite its lofty aspirations and the passionate speech I gave, complete with gestures grand enough to make a conductor jealous, that tower in all its glory turned out to look less like the architectural marvel I envisioned and more like a Jenga game on the brink of disaster. Yes, a tower that might have made even the Leaning Tower of Pisa sigh in relief at not being the only one leaning awkwardly towards oblivion. In its place, we're rolling out something truly revolutionary: distributed drawer storage. Why the big switch, you ask? Well, imagine storing all your prized hash in something that looks like it was built in Minecraft by a blindfolded player. Not exactly the vibe we're going for. So I said to myself, why not make our storage as cool and decentralized as cloud storage, but without the monthly fees and with way better security? After all, no one's hacking into a drawer without getting past me first. I've been around the block, dodged shellcode, and thrown down with the best in the Byte battlegrounds. So think you can breach my defenses? You'd better be ready to bring more than a script kiddie toolkit, because I've eaten 0 days for breakfast and sent wannabe hackers packing. Let's see who ends up getting pwned! Welcome to the latest frontier of our operation, the drone pad. This isn't just any piece of machinery. It's a technological beast, soaring through the skies with the precision of a predator, tasked with a grim mission, harvesting meat for the crucial extraction of animal fat. This process isn't merely efficient, it's a chilling dance of thermodynamics, where organic matter is transmuted into a potent fuel. But as our drones glide homeward, burdened with their macabre payload, a haunting realization dawns. Without the universal macerator, this cycle is incomplete. This machine is not just a tool, it's the heart of a potentially infinite power source, brutally grinding biological remnants into raw energy. In the shadowed heart of our operation, the maceration process unfolds like a scene from a gothic horror tale. As each carcass is delivered by our mechanical harbingers, it meets its fate within the macerator's relentless jaws. The machine operates with chilling precision, each rotation of its gleaming blades increasing the entropy, where every limb, every bone is systematically dismantled. The process is a gruesome tableau of thermodynamics at work. Biological materials are not merely broken down, they are utterly transformed, because the heat from the friction of grinding fills the air with a heavy, metallic scent, a byproduct of the violent transformation from solid mass to malleable paste. As the macerator's blades whirl, they tear through flesh and sinew, extracting every ounce of fat and juice, converting what was once living matter into raw, usable energy. The heat generated not only assists in breaking down tough tissues, but also promotes a series of rapid biochemical reactions, turning what was once vibrant life into raw, potent fuel. Where was I at? Yeah, we will get back to that once we reach high voltage. Team, let's huddle up. Big shout out to everyone for turning what I like to call our muncher into a rock-devouring powerhouse. This isn't just any mining rig. It's like a Zerg drone on a mineral harvesting frenzy, yeah. And let's just say if I were a drone, I'd be leading the swarm. We've slapped a monster battery on this bad boy, and it's gobbling up rock like it's binge eating at a granola buffet. The storage buffer, stashing ore like a doomsday prepper. Great job, team, for making the muncher a legend in the making. Keep up the creativity and drive. We're not just mining, we're conquering the underground, Zerg style. I've crafted a fermentation vat for some good old bacterial infestation of my plant. Yes, you heard right. We're not talking about your average brew here. This is a full-blown microbial party, turning our setup into a bioreactor bonanza. Picture this. Our vat bubbling away like a witch's cauldron as we coax those little bacteria into creating something utterly transformative. It's not just fermentation, it's a revolution in a barrel. But wait, there's more on the home front. I've gone and popped in some snazzy new windows in our squat. Hello, sunlight, my old friend. And rolled out some fresh flooring. Why? Because even mad scientists enjoy a nice view and a soft step while concocting world-altering schemes. It's like giving our lair a little facelift, making it less squat house, more penthouse. And if that wasn't enough, let's deep dive into our pièce de resistance, the automated farm. This isn't just throwing seeds in the dirt and hoping for the best. Oh no, we're talking about a meticulously planned agricultural marvel, engineered down to the last nutrient ratio. We've integrated advanced hydroponics with precision irrigation systems that not only conserve water but ensure each plant receives exactly what it needs for optimal growth. Picture a grid of crops, each monitored by sensors that track growth, moisture, and nutrient levels in real time. It's agriculture meets big data, and our farm is the lab where we're not just growing crops, we're cultivating the future of farming. Welcome to the advanced phase of our pyrite processing pipeline, where the transformation of pyrite into valuable industrial chemicals is not just chemistry, it's a multidisciplinary scientific endeavor. In the roasting stage, we harness principles of chemical engineering to oxidize pyrite, yielding iron 3 oxide and sulfur dioxide in a controlled reaction. This process, pivotal for the subsequent chemical stages, relies heavily on precise thermodynamic calculations to optimize reaction conditions and maximize output. The sulfur dioxide then enters the mixer, where materials science plays a critical role. Utilizing a vanadium pentoxide catalyst, we apply surface science to facilitate the catalytic oxidation of SO2 to sulfur trioxide following the contact process. Subsequent hydration of SO3 to sulfuric acid demonstrates the exothermic nature of this reaction, requiring expertise in process safety to manage the significant heat release. Simultaneously, the separation of iron 3 oxide illustrates the application of mineral processing techniques, where the physical properties of hematite are leveraged to separate it efficiently from other byproducts. Our storage strategy, involving industrial-grade drawers, is a testament to the integration of systems engineering, ensuring that the flow of materials maintains system stability and efficiency. Through this expertly designed pipeline, we intersect the realms of chemical engineering, materials science, process safety, and systems engineering, showcasing a sophisticated orchestration of multidisciplinary knowledge to convert pyrite into sulfur, sulfuric acid, and banded iron efficiently and safely. All right, folks, let me take you on a little journey through my day yesterday, which turned out to be quite the adventure. It all started with a shareholders meeting, typically a formal affair, but things got interesting when I unveiled our latest high-tech machinery. I kicked things off with the pyrolyse oven. I painted a vivid picture of this magnificent beast, explaining how it magically turns wood and coal into valuable chemicals like char, bio-oil, and syngas, essentially turning base carbon materials into industrial gold. The shareholders were nodding, intrigued by the alchemy of it all. Next, I moved on to the sintering oven, describing how this machine uses the magic of heat to bind powder into solid forms without melting them, transforming powdery substances into durable materials like concrete and electrodes. Their eyes widened as the possibilities began to dawn on them. Then came the grand finale, the electrolytic cell. Here's where things took a hilarious turn. As I explained its role in splitting chemical bonds through electrolysis, transforming brine into sodium hydroxide, and setting the stage for future aluminum production, I noticed one of the shareholders, old Mr. Thompson, seemed particularly perplexed. Just as I reached the climax, explaining the sci-fi-like process of molecular transformation, Mr. Thompson, bless his soul, blurted out, "Are you sure this isn't just an elaborate way to make moonshine? Because it sounds like we're one step away from brewing intergalactic beer." Hold up. Are you using science to cover up an alien invasion? Next, you'll be telling us you've figured out how to teleport gold directly into our vaults. Wait. Are you saying this machine can split atoms? What's next? Turning the boardroom into a particle accelerator? Is this some sort of wizardry? Should we brace ourselves for the day when our profits explode like a chemistry experiment gone wrong? His outburst left us all stunned as we exchanged puzzled glances, wondering if Mr. Thompson had mistaken the shareholder meeting for his usual rendezvous with prostitutes. It was a good day, a day where science, business, and a touch of unexpected humor came together, making everyone excited about the future. Here's to more days and more reactions like Mr. Thompson's. That's it, guys. Stay green, and I hope to see you in the next one.